Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Today we have another fragrance haul. I have about 4 new fragrances today, so we're just gonna quickly go through them and get like a first impressions of them. And yes, if you are new here, please subscribe, like, and comment, and let's jump right into the video. Okay, so first fragrance we are going to discuss is the Sofia, and this is a celebrity fragrance. This is Sofia Vergara. This is the Eau de Perfume. I have the 3.4 ounce. So I did take the plastic off just so we can kind of get through these a little bit faster. And this is what the bottle looks like. It's a really nice bottle. For a celebrity fragrance, it just looks really luxe. It's kind of heavy, so it doesn't feel like cheap or anything because it is glass, but it's a very nice presentation. Now, let's open this bottle and just give it like a test. I heard that this was like a kind of like in the same field as Chanel Coco Mademoiselle. I did try that one and it's more on the fresher side. I do have an order for it coming in soon, but this one to me, okay, so the opening of this, I get a lot of the blackberry and plum, which kind of makes this a more fresher scent. It kind of gives off that like freshness, but it is also gourmand. It kind of wraps around you. Like I feel as if it has a freshness to it, but it's also sweet. Whereas the Coco Mademoiselle one by Chanel is a little bit more fresher. So this does give you a fresh opening. But as it dried down, you do get that orchid and rose. I smell that pushing through, and vanilla. I do get the woods in there. Now the base of this is sandalwood, but it does note that there are other woods in there, and I can pick up the sandalwood, but it's not prominent. It's more like a woody and vanilla base, but it feels like it's going to dry more gourmand. So with this one, I do feel it smells really good, by the way. Like this one almost feels like it's going to be more on the fresh opening, but dry down to a nice gourmand, still remaining some of that blackberry and plum, because the blackberry and plum is still in there. And it just makes for like a really beautiful fragrance. It almost smells, it feels sophisticated. Like you can wear this during the daytime. And I kind of feel like you could wear it at night because of the woody notes and the vanilla that grounds it. But yeah, definitely I do smell now the blackberry and plum kind of wearing off. And it's just going down into like this beautiful woody vanilla type fragrance with a little bit of the blackberry and plum like lingering behind it. So this one I do really like. Once I get the Coco Chanel one, I can do a video kind of comparing the two, but I do feel like they're different. This one is just more so like if you want a more take on a gourmand versus just a freshie. And yeah, this one is really nice. So yes, I'm happy. Okay, so next up we're going to discuss Roberto Cavalli Nero Assoluto. This is the Eau de Perfume. I have the 2.5 fluid ounce right here. So okay, upon opening, this is the bottle. Really nice. I really do like the design. I love how it fits in the hand. And it's kind of heavy. It doesn't feel cheap. You know, these are affordable. These are more on the affordable side, and it doesn't feel cheap. I really like that. So now let's give this one a spray. Okay, so when I was reading the reviews, a lot of people saying that this was really woody. So I do smell the woods. It almost smells like a fresh woody building, you know, like church service, but not too mature. It is mature, but it's not too mature to where it's going to turn you off. Like if you're into woody notes, you're gonna love this. I do get the orchid and citruses in the opening. It does have a very fresh opening to it, but you can smell the woods in it because the woods in this is very prominent. So the woods kind of like, even though they're in the base, it's ebony and woody notes. So even though they're in the base, they do kind of like stand out because this is a more so woody driven fragrance, but the orchid and citrus in there is right off the top, which gives it a more freshness. So you are getting a fresh woody, but then the middle note is vanilla. So I definitely smell the vanilla and woody notes. It smells so, so good. It's a very mature fragrance. This is a very mature fragrance, but it can be worn. If you do like woody notes, you will love this one. I feel like you will love it. The top is fruity, like I say, but it doesn't stay for a long time. It just, the orchid and the citrus is kind of like, just helps drive this wood vanilla into a nice kind of lighter fresh, but it is deep. And this one definitely I would consider more so like in the nighttime. But this smells super good. I was kind of concerned with it at first because I didn't know from all the reviews and stuff like that. I felt like it was going to be super woody because all I kept hearing was that it smelled like church, like a woody church or something like that by the woods. But it smelled so good off of first smell. Yeah, if you're really into vanilla and woody notes with a little burst of the citruses in the opening, I think you will really like this because the citruses is not prominent. It does give you that woody smell, but it's so mature and sexy, like definitely a nighttime type of fragrance. Okay, so next up we have Olympia, and this is the intense version. This is Eau de Parfum. This is a 2.7 fluid ounce. I do own the regular one, the Eau de Parfum. So I was excited to see how this one would smell, and the bottle is super beautiful. I don't have the old type of bottle in the regular one. I have the newer kind of packaging. The older one has like this little bracket right here, and yeah, this is the older packaging. They do have a newer packaging, but I'm not sure if they reformulated. I just think the packaging is newer. And this one has 3 notes. So all you get in this is amber, vanilla, and salt. I was really interested in getting this because it's called intense, but it's less notes. So I figure everything else is going to be amped up. So let's go ahead and give this a smell. Oh, yes. Okay. Right off the bat, beautiful amber fragrance. Amber and vanilla. Now, salt is listed, but I am not picking up salt as much, and that's why I was really interested in getting this one, because in the regular one, the original, it is a handful of other notes in there, and to me it's crazy because it's a handful of other notes, but it's lighter, so those other notes are not as concentrated because you still get vanilla and salt and amber, but the salt is a little bit more prominent in the original, and in this one I feel like the salt is not as prominent. It's still there, which gives it that freshness to it. But it's more so vanilla and amber, just intense vanilla and amber. And the smell is consistent throughout. It doesn't transform. It doesn't dry to something different. It just smells really, really, really bumped up amber and vanilla. That smells so good. And it's much more denser too. If you felt like me and the original was a little too light or airy for you, and the salt was a little too heavy, you might consider this one a little bit more your flavor or your choice if you do love amber and vanilla in a fragrance, because this is definitely more amber and vanilla prominent, and it smells super, super good. So for another one that I was really, really excited for was Mont Blanc Signature. This is a 3 fluid ounce right here. And I was really excited for it because I was hearing that it's like a freshie. So I love my freshies. Let's go ahead, and this is the bottle. Very nice. I mean, sometimes you could just look at the packaging and tell based on the color of the juice or the packaging what you're kind of going to get. It's like it paints a picture for you. And this right here just looks so elegant, so just pure and fresh, and yes, this is really, really a nice bottle. I like this bottle. Okay, let's go into the smell of it. So, okay, that's different. So with this one, you get clementine in the opening, and it's more of like an orangey type of note. And then also I smell the Ylang Ylang, and like I do catch the musk, but it's not heavy, and that's what's in the base. Benzoin, musk and vanilla, white musk and vanilla. I do get the vanilla. So clementine in the opening, the Ylang Ylang I do kind of smell, and I do get the vanilla and the white musk. Now that it's kind of settling, I do smell a little bit of the benzoin, but this fragrance is very unique. I say that because it's fresh, but it smells like baby doll fresh. Like I kind of picture this being a good wedding scent because it's so airy, and it's not airy as in a floral type of fresh or a citrusy type of fresh. I mean, it does have some floral notes in there, like peony. It does have like a little bit of it to it, but it's not like your normal floral type of fresh. Like if anything, it's really airy, it's really light. It kind of reminds you of like someone in a white dress, but like dolled up like a baby doll. Like I'm getting like fresh out of the box baby doll smell kind of vibes, but a little bit more fresher, and like the clementine and vanilla kind of help it not smell so plasticky. But yeah, this is really elegant. It's really like you have to be kind of in the mood for, but it's very, very elegant. I do like it. I can definitely see this being like a signature wedding scent, or just a very in the mood, like if you're in the mood for that, if you're kind of like dolled up and you kind of have that fresh feel to yourself, you running some errands, but not too. I could definitely see this being a little, I guess, too much, because it's powdery. Like I do feel like it's a little powdery, but nonetheless it's really pretty. I just feel like it's really airy, powdery, fresh, baby dollish. But this is also a nice one too. So that wraps up this haul. I only have 4 fragrances, and these were blind buys, but I did study the notes and kind of like had an idea of what they would be, and they were the idea that I had in my head. I would have to say the most surprising one, well, the most one I'm excited for is the Olympia Intense, because it just smells so good. And I love a good gourmand, so I could definitely see myself wearing this one the most out of this haul. Another shocking one to me too was the Roberto Cavalli, because it's mature, but it smells so good. I love really strong, woody kind of like fragrances. I do like oriental fragrances as well, but it's like a tad bit sweet, but also very woody. And this shocked me, because I thought I was just going to smell like super woods and nothing was going to balance it out or make it smell like kind of wearable. But this is really good. I like the Sofia one on its own though. I wouldn't compare it to the Coco Mademoiselle. I mean, you can. It does have that, like that vibe, but like I say, it goes more gourmand. It doesn't like, I think it's because of the rose and the orchid, but the woods and vanilla in this kind of pop out a lot more. So it doesn't give me a freshie all day. It's just in the opening. And then the dry down definitely gives me like that kind of gourmand more style to it, but it's really good. And then I can say this one I'm probably going to have to work around with, because it didn't wow me as much, but it's beautiful. Like I can respect it. It's affordable, and it's just a different type of fresh. It's not your typical citrusy floral fresh. This is a different type of fresh, but nonetheless, it's a little powdery, and it does smell really good. It's like airy, powdery, baby dollish, but it smells really good. So I will be trying this and testing this out. But yes, if you guys did enjoy this video and you guys want more videos or any suggestions, please leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. And until next time, you guys.